Hello and welcome. Today's recipe is Borani Banjan, which is an Afghani eggplant dish. Built with a layer of eggplant, then tomato sauce, and then topped off with a tangy garlic yogurt. It works as a side dish or even as a main meal if you want something vegetarian and light. Now preheat the oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit, that's 180 degrees Celsius. I'm using 2 medium-sized eggplants in this recipe, and as you can see, I'm cutting them into slices that are about 1/4 of an inch in thickness. And I'm using a large baking sheet lined with aluminium foil and greased. And then place the eggplant slices onto the baking sheet. And using either a brush or a spray, coat the eggplants well with olive oil. And then add a sprinkle of salt. Then pop into the oven and bake. And the total baking time is about 30 to 35 minutes. At the halfway mark, around 15 minutes, flip the eggplant slices over and then drizzle the tops with more olive oil. And then bake for another 15 to 20 minutes until the eggplant is softening and turning brown. And the next layer in this dish is the tomato sauce, or the tomato masala. And for the sauce base, slice 1 large onion. I'm using 5 Roma tomatoes in this recipe and chop those up into small dices. We're using 1/3 of a cup of olive oil. So pop that into a medium-sized frying pan to heat it up. And then add in the onions. And cook them for about 4 or 5 minutes. And continue to stir and cook until they turn colour and they become lightly golden. At which point we add in the tomatoes. Cook for a couple of minutes until the tomatoes begin to soften. And then add in 1 teaspoon of ginger paste and 1 teaspoon of garlic paste. Give everything a good stir and then add in the spices. So it's 1/4 of a teaspoon of red chili powder and 1/2 teaspoon of turmeric powder. Stir as you cook the sauce then for another 3 to 5 minutes. When the spices are blended, then add in a teaspoon of salt. The sauce is ready when the tomatoes are cooked and the oil comes to the top. So onto the yogurt sauce. Into a medium bowl add 1 cup of natural yogurt, and a fairly sour yogurt works well for this recipe. And then grate 1 clove of garlic and stir it in. And now onto the layering. So place the cooked eggplant onto a serving dish. And then the second layer is the tomato masala, so spread that evenly over the vegetables. And then the third layer, the yogurt sauce, spread that generously over the top of everything. To finish off, garnish with spring onions and some chopped mint. Serve with naan bread or with palau rice. Eggplants are a versatile vegetable and there's so many ways to make them. I do hope you've enjoyed this recipe video, and as always, thank you for watching.